Chris?
Yeah. I remember Glenn.
Oh, good.
Webb. Chris
Very,
Webb.
very nice guy. Obviously looks like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
We.
He does a lot.
Check it out.
Stretch
We are
that.
live.
Yeah, we got a little
Everybody
buzz
keeps
on it,
asking
so
around. but he
we're
keeps
looking
saying
pretty
yes.
good.
It's one of those people does not know how to
Tenants
say
getting
no.
there, you know.
That's
It's all
good.
crunch time, you know how that
You got
is.
people in yet?
We're close.
But
Yeah,
he was
that's
knocking
good.
Inside,
an
we're
hour.
close.
No, that's good.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you don't
Talking
want to
about
do that
catching us.
tonight. You gotta do
No,
that
we're trying,
now.
yeah, no,
But it's hard to show
That's
something.
nice.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
He
good.
said he wants to come back and do still. So he just walked, we did a talk and then we did a walk.
Are you guys gonna do that for all the properties? That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
Guys should have a look at the little YouTube channel with all the information's about you.
Yeah.
The second she goes up, I drop an S word.
How will you sit down?
Oh, we don't have any chairs. One is all you need. Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Well,
How's she
it's
doing?
like, I haven't seen her in a
She
long
came over the
time.
other day and visited. Did she? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
We start with this 10 Main Street, is that what we start with?
Sometime
Yeah.
with us.
Okay.
I look for you. I guess cocktail hours are over.
You wanna do it?
It's 5. Is it 5?
What?
Ready?
Shall we?
Yep. Yeah.
Good afternoon, today is October 1st, 2024. The time is 5 p.m. I'd like to call the Village of Warwick, New York Architectural and Historic District Review Board to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Have the secretary call the roll call, please.
Okay, Michael Bertolini,
Here.
Krista Hahn,
Here.
Jane Glazeman,
Mayo?
Glenn Ryan is absent, Matthew Lapinto.
Here.
Can I have a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting of September 3, 2024?
I'll make a motion.
I second it.
All right. Shall we start with the applications then? The first one in discussion today is number 10 Main Street.
We're gonna skip that one.
Well, she's not here.
Okay.
She hung up all her signage without approval.
Okay.
So what do we,
Well,
what do we do?
So what
I
are the
think
board's
it's-
comments?
I think it's fairly simple. If you are required to submit a sign permit and get your signage approved, and you've installed signage without that approval, she needs to follow a process. Their applicant needs to follow a process and submit it for review and approval. If it is up and it's not compliant, it needs to be taken down. And that should be directed to the building department, to the code enforcement official who enforces the code.
Okay.
And
Well,
I-
it's not in compliance. The board did not approve it.
We did.
Well, that's true. I mean, I don't know if it's not in compliance because we haven't reviewed it, but the first level of compliance before it comes to us for review is the building department.
Right,
They vet it out, we review it for the aesthetics,
yes.
and then move on from there. So
Right.
that has not been done, needs to be done.
And then there's two signs, one on the side, one on the front, and all the writing on the glass, the front door and the side door. It's way too many, it all counts as signage,
Right.
so.
And you say that she was aware of the fact that she was supposed to come to the board
That's correct.
to have this
For
done
approvals, but
for
she went
approval.
off and did it on her own.
and did it on her own.
So your direction is the building inspector?
It's gotta be directed to the
To the
building
building
department.
inspector.
Yeah.
inspector.
And if it's, and it needs to be in compliance, so he can vet it for that. If it's not, he can inform the applicant of why it's not, and they can revise it. And once it's in compliance, it needs to come before us for review and approval.
Okay, do you want her to have to take it off the glass? Do you want her to take anything down?
If
Yes.
it's not
All
in
of
com-
it down.
Yeah.
Yes.
If
All
it's-
of
Take it all
it.
down?
If
Okay.
it's not in compliance.
All of it down.
Well, it's not in compliance because you didn't review it. It went up without your approval, so that's first.
And her prior knowledge that she was to come here.
That's
Yeah.
right, yes.
Right, mind you, when the application goes in, the application gets reviewed by Boris for compliance for the square footage and so forth, because
Well-
it shouldn't be coming to us
It is,
before that is done.
okay, so yes, she cannot have 3 signs. She can't have, it's not in compliance in that way.
Right, but it's not for us to
Right.
sit here and vet the code out, that's Boris's job.
That's exactly right. But do you want her to take it down? That's what.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what Boris
Yes.
wanted
Yes.
the
Yes.
It
board's
needs to come down.
guidance.
It needs to come down.
All of it,
Okay.
all of it. We start at the beginning
I'm
again.
not quite sure why he needs our guidance on that, because it's in violation of the code, the signage code, and therefore he enforces that. That's his job, not ours.
All right?
Well done.
So let's go to number 2, 19 Welling Place. Mr. Collins.
Yes. And
Are you guys in compliance?
we're not here for science. We're not here for science.
Good answer.
I know better.
And Patty and Charlie Bassolini, the building owners.
Hello,
Hi.
come on up.
Yeah, we don't bite, you can come on.
You got a chair to sit in? There you go.
I'm going to stand because it's easier.
So, redoing the whole of the building,
Yep.
And these are pictures that I have in front of me, and everyone on the board does too, of what the building looks like now.
Have larger copies if anybody would like a larger.
I printed mine.
You have the
wow.
power.
So there were just a couple, just to understand. So looking at the building, having walked around the building and seen the building, there's a 1-story rear portion of the building. It looks like the plan is to take that up to 2 stories and capture that footprint. So the footprint on the first floor will be the footprint on the second floor.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
And then.
We're losing a
on
salt
the-
box.
On the proposed is the brick just a veneer brick?
Yeah, and it is seriously failing.
It's a real.
And so.
In other
so-
words, if we don't take it down, somebody's gonna get hurt, so.
Right, so plan is to take the brick right off the building and then get back to the wood shell.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the CMU is in poor shape and whatever.
These are the colors.
And then.
So there's a correction on that, so let's.
Yes, we have it.
Can I finish with Chris?
Yeah, let's just to understand what you're doing with the building.
Yeah.
So obviously the front of the building, changing the windowscaping and so forth.
Trying to give it some rhythm, some
Right.
relationship
Right.
between the first floor and the second floor.
Right.
Trying to take advantage of, this is one of the few buildings just off Main Street that you can have windows all the way around. Make it interesting, clean it up considerably, get rid of the concrete former gas tank curb that's out there.
Wow.
Create a sidewalk to enter the building. We were casually talking with the mayor about trying to do something with an actual sidewalk for people along Welling Place. And it is a very visible building, so the more we can do to it to make it clean and look presentable, the better off it's gonna be for everybody.
Anything you do is.
Yes.
Anything you do is.
So we're just gonna leave it just like it is. How's that?
Oh, yeah, nice.
Oh my gosh, exciting project,
I've done worse.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So 2 really offices on the first floor, 3 apartments on the second floor. The apartments are 2-bedroom. The offices are just under 1,200 square foot each.
And it looks like you're moving your office there.
That's
As
the
are you.
goal.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
goal.
Looks like you have occupancy day one, that's a good thing. Right?
I can't pay myself though. You know, that's not gonna pay the bills, but something has to
Understood.
give, right?
Yep, that's right.
There's
Chris even got his two dogs in the picture.
Yep.
Yeah, I
I
saw
know,
that. Yeah, it's funny you picked that up, that's the first thing I
I
saw.
picked
was
it
the
right up,
dogs.
I go, oh, yeah, okay.
That's exactly what I said.
That's
That's the
that's
change.
correct.
That's from this, yeah.
But this is correct. This one's
It was
wrong.
wrong. This is,
And that's my mistake, so I apologize for
Yeah,
that.
no, my wife
So-
picked up on that.
Yeah, she-
And let him know that quickly.
Yeah.
I don't
So-
want black
Thank
people.
you, Patty.
So Chris, so just, so again, just talking about the building itself, okay, so you've got this, the footprint of the building, which is basically one big rectangular footprint. And, so trying to take the entire footprint up 2-story.
Yep.
What are you doing with the roof on it?
Everything off.
So basically taking the roof and resetting a new roof?
From the second floor
Yeah.
deck off.
Yeah, so doing a
Yeah, it used to
truss
be,
roof or
this is
something
an
like
original
that?
barn. If you look
Yeah,
up
yeah,
there now,
yeah.
it's barn that's been remodeled after remodel when they put the apartments up there years ago.
Yep.
And it's not, I would prefer not to try to fix that. It's just-
Well, it's also probably easier to
it's
do that
all
than
over
it
the
is
place.
to,
They got half posted beam going,
Yeah.
things cut, there's
Yeah.
a mess going on.
2x4 rafters at 24
Really?
inches on
Right.
center.
Cedar shake roof on it,
Yeah.
Wow.
metal on top, looks brand new from the attic.
Oh my
Yeah, but
God,
it's not.
wow.
okay. Got it. Okay. Okay,
We
so
tried to
anyway,
come up with a plan.
Is it this
that
roof or is
works
it
for
this roof?
everybody, you know?
Well, this is in perspective, taken from pretty far back, then zoomed in, so.
So is it angling this way or is it going straight up?
No, it's a gable.
it's a straight cable. Yeah, that's just the perspective of it.
That's a wild perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you get it better on the two lower, if you, the one with the 4 vignettes. If you, it's got the two, the lower ones have the. And and on the front, it seems like these two windows are really not all that necessary.
They're not,
I
they're just
think they're
adding light.
mechanical room and.
No, they're
They're
right
in-
into the stairwell.
Yeah,
There's
that
stairwells.
one's,
Oh, is,
There's two
Okay.
stairwells.
actually, no, that one is, they're actually, one's a closet. and
One's a hallway.
Yeah, one is.
one is the, one's a
Hallway.
storage closet, mechanical, and one's a
It will be
closet in the
mechanical.
bedroom.
Yeah, and one's a
So-
closet, yeah.
Okay.
They're-
Well, the only thing is, I'm just wondering if that was, if that was sort
Just
of
to try to
necessary.
break up the field of siding, because
Right,
otherwise it
right. Oh,
would be
yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
siding at the ends.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it's, the building isn't truly symmetrical because of where they placed the original stairs.
right.
And it's steel pan stairs in concrete blocks, so to change
so-
that is not worth it. Yeah, so
Yeah,
those
So
are
actually-
this one is,
actually
that
fireproof
one
now.
is the original?
Yes.
steel pan on concrete block. If the building were to burn down, the stairs would be the only thing standing because the
Wow.
building would go quickly, the stairs wouldn't burn.
Got it. Okay, so what are the, so colors now? Let's just,
So colors,
The roof. Do you want to do the roof first?
yes, the roof is intended to be, we put two different manufacturers in there just because sometimes that happens, but it's basically the black version on each manufacturer. This is typically the preference, that's what.
Yeah,
The architectural
I'm certified
laminated
GAF, I'd
GF,
like to
yeah.
put GF if I
Yep,
can,
yeah.
because I get the warranty on that.
Yep.
But these, GAF doesn't make an all black shingle, there's a lot of gray in this.
Right,
There's
right.
no, it's not
Which is
all
right.
black, this is
Right.
black, right here,
Right,
that
right,
little
right,
shadow.
yeah, yeah.
But there's a lot of gray in there, charcoal.
Okay, good.
The other manufacturer you put on is black.
Yeah, that one really is black. But
So is that approved?
Yes.
Does everybody
that's the
approve that?
GAF,
The
GAF,
charcoal,
yeah.
This is
GAF
Timberline.
Timberline charcoal?
Yep.
Okay. Windows and doors?
So we have both the storefront color sample and the Anderson window sample.
So black anodized aluminum for the
Yep.
cornier. And that's what you're using as like a cornier or?
Or Tube Light, or Charlie has a manufacturer he works with.
Yeah, we use Northern Architectural.
Yeah.
I do a lot
Yeah.
of window installs for that
Yeah.
manufacturer,
Okay.
but they make storefront and high-rise
Got
aluminum
it.
window,
Yeah.
and they're local, they're in Peterborough.
Got it.
This happens to be the Tube Light color, because that's what's easy to get at the moment, but it's black, so.
So can I talk about the storefront side lights?
Yes.
Um,
I know what you're gonna say, Tim.
What picture is that?
you have it up right now. So
I
it's
do?
the windows next to the doors.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I want to say the footer part, the sill part is a little, that jam, all of it is a little small. And I wish it
You
was a
can
little.
carry that, you can carry that, if you can.
I
carry
want
that
I want the
line-
bigger band. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can carry the line of the door across. is that
Exactly, the
possible?
white. I want to.
10-inch base?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I want to say it's
Handicap,
so.
you're saying that line.
Yeah,
Yes.
carrying that band straight across.
It looks
yeah.
a little.
I mean, it's such a great look, though, with it clean like that.
I will
And
also.
it's set up for.
I think it'll still look, I think it'll still look clean, but I think you get it, I think it'll even be cleaner having
That line.
line coming across.
Because the other thing about that,
And what do you do on the top? Leave the top alone?
No, the top is all right, because
Top is
you've got the whole transom over the window, so it's a continuous, and it's probably what, a 2-inch frame that you're looking at? 1.75 to 2-inch frame?
Yeah,
Yeah.
inch and 3/4. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so that line coming across is continuous, and the legs coming down are the same, so those are all fine. And usually it's that bottom one, just giving it a little more weight to the bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually, I mean, this is bottled in Revit, so they didn't have a 4-inch base.
Right,
This
right,
is-
right,
This is
right.
an inch and
Yeah, yeah.
3/4, so it doesn't even show smaller than we would normally do.
Right,
but,
right.
I guess, I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, it becomes a panel. It's not
It becomes a
storefront.
panel,
It's
so
gonna become a
that's-
panel, it's not gonna be
Right.
the same material. It's gonna be. a
no, it's the same material. It
Yeah.
comes in 10-foot legs. You can get
10
that.
inch.
Yeah.
10 inch.
I'm not going to
What
talk about me and my business, but that's what
manufacturer?
Cornell.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what I would normally do because of snow and drift, you want
Well,
a
I
little
mean,
bit
that's
more.
the reason to do it, yeah.
You want more-
Snow shovel.
Yeah, you want something down there to kind of be beefier than the glass.
Then when you salt it too, you got the corrosion on the aluminum.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna have that on your door,
Yeah.
no matter
Could,
what.
all right, so then, separate question, rather than do that, what if we just build a base?
Yeah, you could do that.
That would also be great.
I prefer
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Me
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, I
Yeah,
prefer.
that's fine.
That way nobody's kicking it, we don't have any salt issues, we don't have.
So
any
we'll
issues.
just match the same 10-inch, so we'll build
Yeah.
whatever we need to do underneath
Yeah,
that.
and you could even use like a burrell or something like that on the outside and paint it, and, because it won't rot or anything, or, yeah.
I mean, it's smooth. We
That's
just
fine.
don't do
Yeah,
too much.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, we could do that. Yeah. I mean, first I the aluminum, I'm like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
but that's fine, we'll build the base.
yeah.
I think it would look great.
Okay.
That would-
It matches the height of the trim base that we're doing too, so it just runs that line straight.
So, yeah, so
Perfect.
that whole line just runs straight down the building.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You'll have an easier way of maintenance, snow, water, dog issues.
That's true.
Yeah, because there was a dog on the sidewalk.
That's not one of ours, so.
Nope.
They don't go that far.
Depends on the dog.
So is everybody all right with what?
And then these are the side and trim colors, which, by the way, again, my apology, was incorrect in the original
Right,
packet, so it's not the Abyss.
right.
This is Midnight Shadow and Tundra Gray.
So tundra gray is the base,
Tundra
Trim.
Gray is
The
the
trim.
trim.
And the window.
Okay,
And the
that's
base.
siding.
and then that's everything else. Okay.
Yep.
And it's a black
Okay,
storefront.
So,
And it's a
so,
black
so the light,
storefront.
so the lighter is the trim, the darker is the siding?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And,
There's a big chance to talk about black windows.
yeah.
What's that?
Well, I'm out of my milieu here, that's why I'm staying quiet, because to me, ask me my opinion.
What is your opinion?
Thank you for asking me my opinion. I think the whole thing is too dark. I think it's just one big, it reminds me of an old 1950s army barracks.
Is that bad? Is that bad?
It's dark and grim looking to me.
It's
and,
very industrial though.
and very industrial in an area that needs more color. But
I don't know.
if
I've
everybody
seen some-
feels
so,
strongly
can we
about
see
the
two,
way it looks, then fine.
And
I
the-
stay out of the
Take
picture.
it outside, it's a lot lighter too.
No, that's right. So trim, right?
I'm speaking strictly about the color. I just find it dark. Great, and that's a big building. It's gonna be big and dark. And it faces a public parking lot. I mean, it's not a pretty, it doesn't sit in a pretty site with the CVS in
I
that
mean, you
building.
don't have a
and
lot of foliage or anything.
There's nothing
to
around
go-
it, it's just grim.
The property line is only about 5 feet out from the
Yeah.
building too,
Yeah,
so we don't
there's
really have
nothing-
the
there's
advantage to do much else.
I don't know.
But I mean, if
I'm-
everyone.
I'm not as concerned, I mean, there's, one of my favorite buildings is in downtown Montgomery, and it is a black building, and it's a big, big black building. And it is I mean, it's stunning, it really is, it's, you know.
But it's architecturally correct for a period building.
Yeah, it is.
It is architecturally correct. And this is a mongrel. This is not a period building in any sense.
Right.
But the
So-
existing's not period either.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, that's why I say I'm staying out of that, because I'm looking at it with a different set of eyes, and if you people think that it's going to be functional, it's going to work, because I hear function here
Yeah.
rather than design.
One of the goals with the darker colors is to give it some sort of presence on that road. In other words, it doesn't necessarily go away now. We don't necessarily want it to go away, we want it to be.
Well, no, you
clean
don't,
and
because
nice.
So you're
there's got to have something to
building
draw
on High
people
Street.
to it, yeah.
The dark
Yep.
gray.
And
Yes. yeah.
part of the
You have
idea
black
is to let,
windows.
to the glass, let the
You know, we
interior
have
speak
no
for the rest
finish
of
on
the
it.
building too. So, you know, they're set up in a manner
Because
that
the
we can do
roof
storefronts,
is
that we can
a-
do.
I'm coming at it from a traditionalist point of view, so that's why I'm staying silent on it.
However,
It's what everybody
you know,
else feels is.
I'll, you know,
is-
can kind of flip over to like our building on, the building that we did over on High
High
Street.
Right.
You know, 42 High Street, so that's a dark building.
That's a dark building.
Dark building, dark trim. Roof though is not black, it's a galvanized steel roof, standing seam roof. 42 High Street is directly across
Yeah.
from
Exactly.
the phone company.
Yeah.
The eye company,
Yeah,
yeah.
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 And that building's much bigger than
We
ours.
put this
Yeah,
lighting
yeah,
it
probably,
sits high on
it's,
that hill.
yeah, probably,
Not
you know,
across.
but probably not a whole lot,
That-
much
yeah.
different scale-wise. It's got a
It's
steeper
about the
roof.
same, it's about the same, actually, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, yeah, and I think all the storefront on that building is all mill finish.
It is, yeah,
Aluminum.
yeah.
So you do have a contrast, so it's sort of like a dark blue-gray, yeah.
And
Well,
it doesn't go like that. The
all-
siding is.
Very
Yeah, it's
vertical.
shiplap,
It's
it's a shiplap
It's a
siding, yeah,
shiplap,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it
It's-
makes
It
breaks it.
look, it
Yeah, it's
breaks
pouring
it
back.
up
breaks it.
much better.
Yeah, excuse me, you're right, yeah, it's more than that, it's shiplap.
Well, I feel strongly that, you know, it's what the board feels on this. If the board is.
I mean, well, first of all, I mean, I like, you know, the rendition, you know, the trim appears much lighter, almost like a beige type of, you know, color, which this is a much, I think this is better. As, you
It
know,
was
than-
intended, well, Chris, you know,
Yeah.
when you stick it in the rendering,
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
it
get
comes out.
it, yes,
Yeah.
and even with shade and shadow in the rendering
Still.
programs, it
Yeah.
distorts, so
it's still, yeah.
depending on
Black
what time of
windows
day
with
you
no storefront.
put into the
Yeah,
software,
It's got
it,
black
it,
windows
it
on
does make a difference, so.
What is that?
That's the
That's the
42
42
high
high.
street.
Oh, it's got black
View
windows on
window
it.
That's
Yeah.
not
with a mill storefront.
Yeah.
more of a, to lighten it up a little bit.
I mean, I don't know if they've got, I mean, they've got some other colors, but it's,
Goes to the beige family after that.
yeah,
Okay.
That's the
yeah,
lightest one
yeah,
in the
and the
gray
beige
family.
is not
Not
good.
good.
And
No.
Yeah.
I'll leave
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
I'll leave
and the
it
white,
blue.
and so it's, you know, so you got the white and you've got the black, and then you've got these other colors in between that are not so great, you know, so. And then, so the windows on the upper level are the Anderson
Yeah,
windows?
which is actually what you're holding there, Chris. That is the Anderson color. That is the Anderson window.
this one here. Oh, that's their sample, yeah.
And
So-
the
No,
signage,
but I'm saying it's a slim line, the Anderson's.
the
more slim line
signage is
on the
that,
100
is this one piece, now how does that work for all the stores? Each one of these stores down here has its own
Well,
sign?
there's basically two spaces below, and yes, those are just placeholders, because again, we're not here for the signs, that's down the road, as I was informed.
Yeah.
And so the goal is one for each tenant
So that would be
on
one,
the first
two,
floor.
Yeah.
Yes.
two for downstairs?
Yes, correct.
And then what is this sign up here on the second floor?
That is
That's part of the
for-
for the downstairs space.
Yeah, it's just that we can't put it below the roof because people will touch it, the little canopy roof.
Yeah.
So we really need to put it above the roof.
So that is the signage for the building?
For
No,
those,
no,
No.
that is not the signage for the
Not
building.
yet.
We're not
Not
even,
yet.
we're
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
even,
We're
they're
not
not even
there
there yet. That is too much.
So just one thought, talking about signage, even though that's a down the road thing, is, if I'm certainly not opposed to that because you can see it, as you're looking down the
that's
street.
how we
And it
use
says,
it.
hey, I'm down here. So, but having, potentially having a piece of trim that the sign mounts.
that's usually the way we show it, yeah.
Right, yeah, so it's just
Yes.
not screwed to the siding.
100%,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and then also on the canopy roof, are there any brackets or anything that'll be supporting that, or is it just sort of just a?
Charlie didn't want that.
Okay.
I had suggested it, and he
Right,
said.
right.
he'd
I've been building
rather
it
do it
40
because
years
it's-
that way, you never had
Right.
one move
Because
on
it's
it.
also-
No, I'm not talking
Yeah.
about, no, it's not about movement or structure, because there's.
Yeah, I'm worried about the sidewalk. We're
Right,
walking
right.
up and down. We're trying to take that nest that's there in the street right now. We're trying to get it as level as we can. We shot from the doors, from the existing office door to the existing apartment door.
Yep.
And I know when you look at the building, it looks like it's 4-foot drop.
Right,
It's
right.
not, it's
Right.
about 6 inches.
Yeah.
So part of the build is to fill in that lower garage.
Right, yeah,
We're bringing that
yeah,
floor up, so
yeah.
it's all on one level.
Yep.
But we were trying to make this street appearance look better. It just looks terrible out there right now,
Right.
in the front of that.
Yeah.
So that's the thought that came into it with the sidewalk. I mean, we did a lot of thinking about it.
Yeah.
We thought we came up with the best we could come up with, you
Right.
know?
Are you gonna color the sidewalk?
No. Don't ask. That came into my office today. They wanna know if it's gonna be stamped and colored.
No,
On
not,
the
Well,
ground.
not,
no, we're not
not
looking at
stamp.
stamp, just there's the village is, I guess, requesting. They can't force you into doing it, but just putting an additive, a dye additive in the concrete mix, that, so when the concrete cures, it's not this bright,
White.
whitish color.
Well,
Paper
and
white.
It's
I'm
a
just gonna
darker.
tell you, I did it at my house in my pool.
Yeah.
And they gave me the exact mixes, everything, we were doing a,
Yeah,
30-yard
yeah,
pour
yeah,
around this
yeah.
pool. And when it dried, it turned pink on me. I did exactly what the factory, what the manufacturer did, instead of a dark chocolate brown, I ended up on a pink
Okay,
sidewalk.
so the.
And I'll show it to you.
So, the village does have a specific, color additive and,
And they did
a
it
spec
already
on
on-
it. And so if you go down South Street over by the chiropractic across from Stanley Deming,
Yep.
look at the sidewalks there, and they are sort of a darker gray, not like gray.
So it doesn't,
It's
Pure
more like,
white,
it's
not
more
black,
like
is that?
that, exact, so it doesn't hue this sort of light gray color. So anyway, just something to look at and see.
They
and
also make coatings
so
you
is that
can
what you're
put on.
requiring?
Yeah, and the
now?
coat, you see, but the coatings are something that can be a wear issue versus
No, I
a mix
understand.
into it.
I
So,
do
Yeah,
see
so,
the coatings
yeah,
for a
yeah,
living,
yeah,
just so
yeah.
you know, so
Yeah.
I'm familiar with the coatings, but they keep water retention out though. They don't
Right,
allow any water in there, but they are a 5 to 6 year product.
Right,
You got to rebuild
right.
it again.
Right, so where if it's mixed into the mix and it's through it, even though you might get wear on the broom finish, you might wear, but you won't wear the color off because it's through it. So anyway, just something, and Kristen can give you that information too. I think you've got that. Do you have that?
I do,
You do. Okay.
yeah.
So anyway, just it's an ask, but.
Just to go back to the colors, because we're kind of veering all over the place. It does not sound like the board is happy with the colors. It sounds like we have half the people are, which is fine. It sounds like it's a little dark, and maybe we want something else. Less dark. And whatever the less dark is, I don't know. Less army barracks, whatever that is.
What is your thought, Matthew?
This canopy, this black canopy too is also, I wish that was a color. Like I do
What do you
want,
mean by a color?
like, okay. There you go, never mind. Well, I'm done.
So what do you mean by a color? Like what, tell me a color.
Yeah.
Like, do you mean a
What
color?
color would you like
Like-
to see though?
Look, I do miss the brick. You know, I like the red. I like a red brick. I like the red. I think seeing red brick on Main Street.
So much like the phone company.
I know. So there's a lot of red brick in Warwick, and and seeing it go.
And it kind of falls away on the side streets, right?
Yeah.
You get brick on Main Street and then it kind of.
And so now you're doing something wildly different, and I know, but there's got to be some connection saying we are also part of Warwick, New York, and there's got to be that little bit of give, and I don't know what that give is.
Personally, I don't have an issue with it. Color-wise, I'm fine. I mean, I'm gonna let you guys kind of talk this one through, but,
I mean, it is on the side street, but it is very industrial and it's dark. And if there's a way to lighten it up a little bit to make it more
It's
appealing,
very open and it's very visible. In other words, a light color there.
No.
I'm going all the way.
no, I'm not
Is too
saying
far.
like,
Right, so you agree, a light color is too far. That's fine.
That's the same
It's
color
the same
though.
color.
Yeah, so that High Street building
It's the
is
exact same color.
basically the same. Tundra, sorry, Midnight Shadow.
Oh, that High Street building is not this color.
Yeah, it's
It's-
pretty.
it's
Yeah,
pretty close.
it
It's
is.
gotta be
On my
pretty close.
phone,
It is.
100%.
It's very close.
It's
This,
this is darker.
well, maybe.
No. Can I
This
see
is
that?
darker.
Sure,
This is
if
the
if you
baby.
touch it, it might go away though.
No, it's pretty
yeah,
close.
it's pretty
It's
close.
close.
It's pretty close.
It's very close.
I mean, you've got a lot more windows going on here.
Yeah, like here.
Yeah, and the thing
Are we
is
talking
that
about
you
the
can't,
optometrist place?
Yes.
now there, all of the
It
windows
moves
in the
around
building
their
are all
phones. Not
corner.
Be very gentle.
Every time I touch it, it goes to
Well,
something else.
actually, no, I shouldn't say that. The upper windows were.
If you need to zoom it, just.
No, I'm fine.
I mean, on the paper, the color.
Can I
may
see
look
the
a
upper,
little
let me
dark.
just, I know, we were the architects that designed the building. I can't remember.
I can't remember what I drew today.
I know, right? So in this particular case, so interesting, so, I'm just gonna remember now. So, I mean, the windows are black, okay? So we use,
Yep.
so all the windows are a black window.
Yeah.
No trim.
But
Or
no,
very
it's
small
not a
case.
trim, but actually what we did is we did this, the trim color is the same as the siding color.
Mhm.
So we did not
Yeah,
do,
it's ours.
we
It's
didn't
okay.
change it up.
Yeah.
And, the only thing that was the change up was just on the aluminum storefront. So we went to a mill
And the
finish
gutters,
too.
the gutters are anodized aluminum. Or
They're
galvanized.
They're galvanized, but that matches the roof.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's sort of the mill finish, the galvanized, so it's like one flavor of the metal.
Mhm, yeah.
And,
Well, what's interesting is the roof on there.
Mhm.
How it's much lighter, so it creates,
that's,
It's much,
Those are two
it's
very
much steeper
strong
than this
lines.
roof
Exactly.
The
goes,
roof
which
line on
changes
this
the
thing
look,
is very strong. Those two, this
which he was
thing
trying to
is-
keep the pitch a little lower.
Would you want to see it without the
For
canopy?
the visitability.
No, I think the canopy breaks.
That one's-
I think it.
I want lights under the
She
canopy.
finds
Can we
that
get,
wonderful.
okay.
That's one of the
Give an
insides.
address or something.
That's
She'll
a
show
funny
us stuff
thing,
in
yeah.
South Carolina.
yeah.
To look at a house.
Always looking for something.
And you didn't want any bracketing on it for a reason?
Well, bracketing versus posts coming down?
Oh,
No, not
posts.
posts.
No, not posts.
Bracketing, just bracketing.
For just the canopy roof, they're saying.
Yeah,
Because one of the things that
But
we
how
did-
high is this, Chris? What's the dimension on this? We don't.
It's like- he looks like-
It's at least 8, I think it was more
Yeah,
like
but
8.5,
even
6.
those, I mean, you don't need to have brackets that come, big brackets. You can almost have things that just kind of look like they, something that's believable that says, hey, I'm holding this roof up versus just this roof that hangs out and there's no. like,
Well, it wouldn't be
okay.
uniform based upon that's an entry door to go into the apartment.
Yeah, but you
Otherwise,
can,
uh,
you can work
you know?
through those details. That's
I'm
easy
just saying,
to
where do you put it,
yeah.
you know? odds on that one, Chris.
Oh, yeah, that's just,
Different,
but
it's a flat canopy.
that's a
Well, he
marquee
had
type
that,
of
he
roof,
had that
right?
original, he had that original,
Right,
like screening like that, with it- just so they can go into the store.
Right.
But it was open like that, and I didn't want people, if people are coming in.
This looks
Understood.
like
The house, I didn't want it
it's
to get
a
wet. That's why we had
seamed
Right,
metal
right,
roof
right.
on this. So this roof and this roof are not the same material.
Not the same
They're coming in with their
No,
bags or
understood,
whatever, you know?
understood, yeah.
That's why I
Yeah.
wanted the
It's the
skirt, you
color
know?
of the-
How we do it
yes.
and decorate it
The
is another
other
thing.
Does everybody know that there are two materials that are being used on the
We're
roof?
talking
Yeah,
about that
yeah,
right now.
Low canopy,
Yeah,
high roof.
Right, the low
Okay,
canopy is the
okay.
metal roof, standing seam.
yeah.
Can we change that to something a little bit lighter than black?
Yeah,
The metal part, you mean?
yeah.
So, here's a suggestion, I mean, you know, there's one way to kind of navigate forward on this thing. Obviously, it's not like you're putting siding up tomorrow, you got a ways to go to get to that point. One is, how does everybody feel? If you just simply close your eyes, don't look at color, just look at the building of what you've got. Any issues with the building as far as what's the plan, the windowscaping and so forth, you know, because you can move forward and then simply just, you know.
Chris, I think that's very good. I think that's a
You know,
very
it
positive
moves
way of
you
looking at
forward
it.
in the
Yeah.
planning, right? And a color is like. if
Down
you-
the road.
If you came back at next month's meeting and rethink it. Listen, you could come back next month and you could say, no, you know what, we really like this and we're sticking with it. Or you can say, well, we thought about it and here's some thoughts. But at least what you've now gotten is you've gotten some input from us, sort of, right? You know, different, you know, even though they're opposing opinions. But at least, you know, is what you're proposing from a building standpoint, is it, you know, are we on track? I think you're on
Yeah.
target, you know, considering also what you got there today and what you're proposing, right? You know, it is a simple building, I don't think you need to go crazy with it. You know.
It's a costly investment, there's a lot of money has to go in that building right now, there's a lot of money.
Oh,
that-
yeah, no,
that
understood,
building's
yeah,
falling
yeah,
apart
yeah,
right
let me
now.
take you
So
over
I-
to the
so I-
prison.
I'm good with
Mike.
changing colors and things like that, but I have to look at the
Yeah.
investment side of it too. at the same
Understood,
time.
understood, yep, absolutely, no, I get it.
No, I don't think anybody's objecting to the
No, I think
look
this is
of
wonderful,
the
I mean,
construction
this
of
is,
the
the
building.
fact that someone is great, you know, has it and is gonna do something with it is awesome.
It
Because
is.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I mean, when we did our walk around the village last week, right, with Michael, and we stopped in, you know, oddly, we stopped in front of that building, and we're like, "Oof." It was literally, it's like, okay, if
Well,
you
it was
get.
worse. It was
And you
a
didn't
couple
even
of
say
weeds and
anything.
trees down the road.
Yes, yeah.
I didn't want to put any sparks on anybody's head, in
So-
anybody's head, so I didn't say anything. Michael started to at one point, and he turned and looked at me, and I think you saw the expression on my face, so he said, hopefully somebody will invest in this. And I went,
So anyway, I would say, let's, if you're all right with that, kind of let it percolate and come back on the color.
So
You know?
is it the siding color that you would rather see changed, or is it the roof, or is it either or, some kind
I
of change
think
it
what
up?
you're doing with the building, the doors and the windows and the roof and the look of the building is fine. I'm just objecting to the aesthetics of that
The
dark
the aesthetics
mass,
of the
Okay.
color. Right,
the
right,
color,
right, right.
the
Okay.
color of it. That's the only.
So, let me ask this, with that being said, what family of colors are we looking at? Because we're gonna go get every sample that they have,
No.
and we're gonna.
No, no, we
I-
don't,
No, I'm
we're
saying,
not.
like, what do you think?
No, I think the grays are great. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, between the black roof and this being black, black windows.
So it could possibly be, even if we just changed the metal roof color, looked at it on a picture, brought it,
Right.
and showed it, it may just give that pop or that change that you need.
And just, here's just
Back to
another
my
thought too, is
color.
you can stratify the building in the sense that, you know, I'm not sure what are you've got Anderson windows on the lower level, but on the sides and rear.
Yeah.
And just the storefront on the front. So even the sides could be stratified from the front.
Yeah.
So that portion of storefront on the front of the building and that roof there, you could almost use that as one component of the color. They have to, you know, complement each other, you know, not necessarily contrast, but they could contrast. I mean, they could be different. And then let the rest of the building that wraps around it be slightly different. So, I don't wanna say I love the idea of white windows. I don't. I
No.
mean,
No, it's good.
and so, you know, the options
I
are.
got that now, I'll just leave
You
it
know,
the way it is.
right, so the options, you know, so the options on the window colors, you know, let's just even say you're sticking with Anderson. So you've got the white, you've got the black, but then the other options in between are not great options.
Evertone.
You know,
There they are.
and if I had
They
to
are.
pick, it's, depending on the style of the building, it's gonna be white or black and none in between.
Yeah, because,
You know?
I mean, these are
agree
not
with
that.
gonna look good in a few years.
So
That's gonna
now,
look better.
just to point out, I mean, so 42 High Street, all of the smaller windows, other than the storefront, the big, you know, the big pieces, are black windows. But what, I mean, there, what we did is we just simply took the siding color and the trim color and made it all the same. So now that, you know, which was darker, so.
Here's the reference.
Yeah, right, exactly, right. So,
You
Same
just,
color,
yeah, silver.
white trim.
yeah, so the
Just bring
silver
a side
just
or
on
the
those, that, and the front window.
Right, exactly.
And then,
Yeah,
and then the
exactly.
mill
It's basically
finish,
like
the galvanized
But
roof
you
and the
could
leader
do-
pipes.
Charlie, you
So,
could do the trim
you know,
the same color as the siding.
but the
And
windows,
it's
you
not
know,
shadow,
all of a
it's
sudden they're
almost
just,
a little bit.
the nice thing
Why
about
do
that
it
is,
then?
they're, you know, because everything
What's wrong?
behind is dark.
Yes.
The only time you
Well,
notice
figure
that
out the
window is at
storefront.
nighttime,
Right.
when it's
And we
dark
both-
It's
out and
almost
it's
like
light
it just
inside.
blends right into the.
And then you
color.
just have these light ports.
Right.
So.
So what do you want them to come back with next week?
Color.
So the roof.
Next month.
The
Next month.
roof, next month,
Yeah, next
sorry,
month.
now, next month, and 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
The roof, you want it to stay the same,
The,
right?
the upper
You
roof,
like-
the upper roof could be that.
You
Yeah.
want the metal roof to be presented in a different color, right?
Possibly.
I don't think
Possibly.
that's.
So Chris, just,
I think that's for them to
but
decide.
Just give that some thought
There's
about that,
also with the black,
that lower
just so
roof and that
everybody knows,
storefront,
when you
is
buy-
that as one
when
thing
you
and then let
buy
everything
metal,
else wrap it?
You
Roofing,
can also wrap the.
you can buy
wrap the
high
sides.
shine
You know, you can
or
go to
no
the
shine.
sides.
Yeah,
and let
I
the-
Change
understand,
the color on
yeah,
the
yeah,
Could, you
yeah.
could, I
Like
don't know
on
if you
my
necessarily
house,
need to,
I didn't
it
do
could- you know,
shiny
everything
like
else
he has in
can
this picture.
sort of be the
Because
same.
I would
except
prefer
for
the
that
matte.
Shiny, like-
I like the matte
I built
finish.
my house on Greenville Lake, I
I
did
agree
a, I
with
did
you.
a
I like
no
that.
shine
I like
black.
the matte.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
I
this is
did
just a
that.
matter of maybe doing tweaks and finding which tweak you like the most. And I don't think
So
we should
what-
suggest which tweak to do. They're gonna find out which tweak they want to do.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what direction the board is thinking for presentation next month? I didn't think
Not
so.
really.
So, right,
I
so
said, I know they
can
want color,
you-
that's why I'm asking what family,
Yeah,
you know?
what family, because they are unsure what they should bring back next time. They want to know what they should bring
First,
back.
on the
I
black,
think the
take the
grays are
shine off
fine, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
and do it in matte.
Do you
That's
want
gonna
a
change the
lighter,
look.
you want a light, you
I
want
know,
them
it's
to
a
present a lighter gray siding?
I'm fine with the colors of it, it's just, it's dark looking, and if.
I
we
think
could-
if you know what it
Maybe
is
change
maybe
the
the
roof,
on
it
the
might
metal
give it a
roof on the
different
lower
look.
roof, like I said,
Okay.
if you took that storefront, that first story storefront there, and played with just that, if you kept those colors, no,
Change the color of the storefront, you're saying?
no, but it's
The,
just,
I personally don't like the legs that drop down all the way to the ground
if you
on the
go
window,
colors back?
but I'm saying that changes the
Well,
look
see-
of the building,
Change it.
you know?
That's one of the things that I object to, those
It's
white
not black,
lines
but
that come
the-
in this
but the
drawing.
black metal.
There are a whole bunch of legs that
Yeah,
come
right.
down.
See, if we kept them squared up with the window, it would look totally
but then the
different.
lower roof, the
Yeah.
metal roof,
That,
you
that,
could do a
that
different
makes
color
it too
on
busy
that.
looking to
I
me.
agree.
Well, it does.
All right,
The white lines that come down between the
He's
windows.
got the window legs dropping, I normally case a window
So if
like
we
that.
did it all the same
To me, it
color-
looks busy too.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we-
if
You're playing
you
around
adjust
with
that
trim
change, it would
sizes?
Change the look in the front of the
Yes.
building.
color of the trim,
Bothers me,
maybe the metal, back to my metal black roof, maybe it goes to matte, standing seam, I don't know, something to make it pop.
Is there a way to make those
I
windows
prefer
different?
matte.
Oh, man.
Well, it's shiny as hell on this picture.
Yeah, because it's a rendering.
All right, well, you know, no one
Look,
thinks.
look,
I will not use my
That
imagination.
and just get rid of
that's
it.
better.
So you
Because
know,
this is
We're gonna do a
clapboard
matte finish
siding.
roof,
Yeah.
We
It's the
understand.
same
Oh,
we have in
is-
Green Lake.
okay, so
Chris,
you're
what is-
going to do the matte roof,
Yes.
you're going to do this charcoal roof.
What
Do you
is
know,
the-
do they know what you want for next time?
They're playing
This is a
around with the
clapboard,
trim around windows,
And then
whether
Okay.
it's,
this is a
they
solid
already talked about
panel.
it going down to the
They make the
base
same products.
or not, or
And
hiding the
four
trim.
by 8 sheets.
Okay.
Okay, hence why you start needing the
Well,
The
yeah,
verticals
to break up the
break up
seams, but it
panel,
could be
right?
the same color. I mean, you
Yeah,
could
yeah,
just
yeah.
take that whole section and just make it one color. So
Right,
if it's,
right.
if it's a lighter color, it
Right,
fits a
right,
dark.
right,
And then
right,
they
right.
would, I mean, it would just be a shadow line.
Right,
So-
right.
And some of the most traditional architecture
waste
is
of
all
money,
about
I
shadow
should say.
lines. It's not even
Right,
about the
right,
color or the
right,
texture,
right,
it's
right.
just shadow lines.
So what did we decide?
Play with the front,
Yep,
change the color to matte or a different color on the skirt.
Right.
Make sure I got this right.
Yep.
Yeah, I want, I,
Uh,
yep,
the black top roof stays,
yes.
Yeah.
and play with these little zag
Yep.
lines on the bottom.
And you keep a heavier line,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
keep a heavier line here
You
with
could not
I
have said it
say
better.
like a window
Yes.
trimmed all the way
Yes.
around.
Yeah.
I don't like when the legs drop
I
either.
don't either.
It's,
You know,
it's,
I don't, no.
That just, and that simply may just be, you know, there's a limitation on that material there in the sheet, because when you get to a butt joint, you know, you have an issue with, now they do make there's a molding, it's an extrusion, aluminum extrusion.
yes, yeah,
That they can.
easy trim.
Yeah, and
Yes.
they can get very, very tight profiles on them, so they're very thin lines.
Yep.
But they're still
We
lines.
have it in the
But they're
office.
still- yeah,
It's
so-
still
all right, so good. So we're good.
They
You're good.
also make
This is the thing that bothers
this in
me
a
most.
nickel
It
gap that
looks
could be used in a
busy.
vertical. Would you rather see that? Because the reason why those verticals are there now is because the idea was to use the paneled product.
Right, right.
And you don't want to see the seams, so you add verticals to
Right.
break up the seams.
What if the whole down, the first floor were verticals?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
What if it were
what if they were
vertical side?
verticals all the way across? Yeah,
Yeah, so if we did
Oh, like a-
nickel
like-
gap,
like a-
because this comes in a nickel gap.
like
too.
a board and batten
Like a
sort of.
board and batten or something like that, or
He has it, yeah.
That right now is panel,
right?
so it's just a
Right,
panel.
but you're creating a board and batten with the window case.
Right, exactly.
Basically.
But,
That's why you drop the legs a
so
little bit.
if we did a vertical nickel gap, still do the window casing and everything else, it would be a very different look. It's just, again, it's just a shadow line, so it's all one color, it's just got this very thin, I had it in my pile of stuff, but I'm like, yeah, we're not gonna talk about nickel gap. These are the other colors, by the way, if you're interested. So this is that product, and those are the other colors. So some of the beiges do not look that great.
No.
No,
So we,
no.
This is
Muddy
what we're on.
it's so much better
right?
there.
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, that side sucks.
Yeah,
That side's better.
Right, exactly. So, get that away. Is this thing?
But it's good stuff, it holds up better than the Hardy.
Okay,
That's why we wanna use it.
yep,
And I don't wanna be painting every 2
no.
years.
Yeah, and it fades considerably less.
Well, do the building and then come back next month with the color.
Yep.
We'll do
Okay.
something about that. Detailing.
And that may, but I think overall, the general gist of the building is great.
No,
I mean,
it's-
that's-
It's fine,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
fine.
So
And it
They,
did,
they're coming back. so-
they're good. You're
Yeah.
coming back,
Yes.
you know what to do, we're good.
Yep.
Perfect.
thank you.
Thank you.
No, really,
Thank you.
It's not our job to be their design professional, they have one, they come back to us.
Although we did this for an hour,
Yes,
so.
I know. What happened?
Bring it over there.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Kennedy. Uh-oh,
Give him a lot of trouble, all right?
always,
Oh, yeah.
always.
Well, he's actually on a standing
Chris.
agenda every month, so.
2 weeks before the next meeting?
I need to get October 11th. It's October 11th.
Hello, Bo.
Yeah, hi guys.
How are you?
Tuesday of the month.
It's looking great over there.
Thank you, getting
For
there,
the
yeah.
Oh my God.
Another month or so.
Oh my God.
Were they doing the sheet
Busy.
rocking now?
The day before.
Oh,
Yeah.
inside is painted.
No.
Really?
Oh, really?
Tuesday before the planning board
Right, that's
meeting.
what I mean, the day
Yeah,
before.
with the,
No, it's not the day before.
soundproofing on the floors.
I'll look at
It would be the 5th.
Oh, you're,
November for
not Jib Creek, is it?
AHDRB.
Chip Creek,
Creek.
we're waiting for that to clear so we can put the floors on. So it's very far along, tiles in the bathroom.
No, it looks really
How much
great.
Chip Creek did you end up putting down on the floor?
How much?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Okay.
I'd have to-
We'll talk.
Just curious.
I didn't-
Because I know
I
Jib
don't
Creek's
think
great
so.
when you go
I didn't
into
know that. I have to go up
existing
and look.
buildings.
I have to go look at my
And,
contract.
oh my, it's like our building over at the prison, right?
Yeah.
When they built the building, they poured
We'll figure it out.
rough concrete
I'll,
slab,
I'll
right?
email you.
And then they laid all their piping
Yeah.
above the slab, and they did all the
Correct.
walls were terracotta block, the 4-inch
Yes.
terracotta block laid
Excellent,
up.
thank you very
Then they
much.
went in and they
Thank you.
floated another
Which is
concrete
correct.
slab over, you know,
We'll have to cancel.
through that space. So when we took all the walls out, now you had a floor plan of the entire building in the floor, right, with all these little troughs.
Yeah.
So
So we're close.
so Jeff's like, oh, boy,
Okay.
did we jackhammer this up?
Okay,
Okay,
Let's have a meeting.
let's have a meeting.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Alright, so I think, you know, I was,
We
I
don't like
guess,
the colors.
yeah, I was not visualizing the completed building with the raised second floor in its entirety. I was just thinking it was gonna be simple to do the trim, but now we have, you know, hardy on the whole second floor.
yep,
And the color scheme, I think, was just to do that tan or whatever color it was light, the trim that's on the existing.
Building now, was, yeah.
So it would seem, from our perspective, it didn't seem to make sense to do the whole, second floor in that cream,
Is this
trim
the-
and siding.
Is this the right picture to show?
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
good one to show. The front is the same. So you have these two sections, right, that are to be painted. And by the last approval with you guys, I believe it was all to be a cream color.
right.
And that was just a mistake on our behalf on what we were trying to
Accomplish.
accomplish, of course. So we're asking for guidance on what the hardy board should be. The trim can still go to the tan, which would match this, right? So this all.
And
this
your
trim-
windows.
Correct, yeah, that should,
Yeah.
That can all
I
be
should say
tan,
that should match.
as we discussed, I'm just using tan.
And so the hardy board
So-
color you have up there right now,
That's just,
Base?
primer.
That's
Yeah.
part of, yeah, that's like the
That's all
plain.
Yeah, so we actually said it doesn't look terrible in that darker color. Is that something that we could consider, or do we take the red and carry that on through and then do the tan trim?
I think it's up too
The
much
Georgian
red,
brick?
don't you?
We're, you know, I'm not a color expert by any stretch. The other idea was again to keep it in that gray-green tone or something like that.
No, on the other side, the
Now
side
the other
that,
side's all red, so why is that being all red? Too much red.
no, it isn't
this-
all red. It's
no.
Yeah, that's
No.
all red.
So,
Well,
so-
that's the
so-
building, it's the original building.
Okay, so, just kinda,
So I-
so on the parking lot, well, they're both parking lot signs,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
on
if you look
on
at
this
page
side,
8.
right, this one right here, this,
Yes.
That one,
That's the
that one.
front.
the
This-
front side, the
here's the
entry side,
front.
right?
Page 7,
So,
correct.
the brickwork, and that's real brick down below,
It
in the
is,
lower
yes.
section.
Yep,
And the idea was to, so now flip one page to the
Yeah.
back side, which this is all sort of a stucco
Correct.
finish. So the idea was to
blend that in with the
paint
brick.
that, or a stucco color that is a very close complement to the brick, right?
Right, exactly. That's
Okay.
why that Georgian brick was painted to match the other side, or to
Right,
You know.
So,
complement, I guess it would be.
yeah, so, and this color right now, this color so this one right here, that color that's on there right now, what,
That is a Georgian brick, that's, and it does, I think, match
Close-
well or complement
close
the
to.
brick.
see, I think.
What
I
page
would-
are you looking at?
So, right.
You on page
it looks-
9?
It looks, page 9, yes, correct, page 9.
Page
So-
9 or 8.
So, yeah, so when you look at
3 or
that
9,
little
yeah.
piece of brick in the upper left corner, and you look at that, that's not too bad, I mean, that's
It's
right.
not.
Right,
Yeah.
no, I think it's very close. It is
so-
an orangey brick, if I.
Yep,
use that.
which is okay. I do agree all trim should be one color on the building,
Yep,
you know, so follow from the original
Yeah,
main
so-
building with the mansard
Yep,
roof.
Yep.
So all trim on that. The siding, I mean, there are some thoughts where you could just say, hey, listen, does the siding become the same color as the trim?
Well, that's what we were,
But
that's
then
what
it's
originally
white.
we were doing, was
Oh.
in entirety, it would be
Oh,
entirely
so-
cream.
Oh,
I think
to
it's-
as the cornice, right?
Yeah, everything would be cream
As,
except.
as
that
this as, okay.
As the cornice to the left, that's cut off, which,
Yes, that cornice up there,
yes.
This.
because,
That's that darker cream, right?
Yeah, this is the
Right there.
original, trim color,
Right.
which is what we had discussed.
and
earlier.
that trim color wraps all the way around the old building.
Correct,
On the
yes.
cornice, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I definitely think that all trim,
Should remain.
window trim,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
soffit, should be that color. Because the windows though in the old building, they're white?
No, they're
No,
also that same
they
color.
are,
And
okay.
the new windows here, that don't depict it in this picture, are
Right.
also
Yes.
That's
same
gonna be that color.
cream
That's
color,
right.
Okay.
if you will. And
So, okay, so I think trim, all the same.
All the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
That's-
change the trim color.
we're not
Just stick
discussing
with
that.
that, right?
Yep.
I think the stucco to match the brick, okay, fine with that, right?
Yep,
I think we're good with that.
definitely.
That's only on the back side.
On the only,
On
right, because the other side has real
On
brick.
the side, which
Yeah.
is the post office side, so.
Right, has brick. The front has, the other side has brick on it.
This side, the rear of the building,
Yeah.
There.
See,
Right
that's
there.
real
yeah,
brick.
the front is
The
brick.
front has
Right.
brick.
Correct.
And then when you wrap to the backs, the back
It's
side,
all,
it's,
it's all
It's
that.
that.
it's that stucco
Correct.
color to the
Like that,
brick.
right there.
Right.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
That makes it look a little. That picture just makes it look a little bit darker. But
So you want
again,
a
if you can
dark
get it
green.
close, if you can get it close to that brick of the old building, great.
But that color has always worked really well.
Yep.
And it has, and,
Yeah.
and the shutters are also, per the approval, to be green, which is matching.
Which
The
the original
ori-
ones on the front
front of
building,
the
the main
house.
building are
Right.
green. Same
Yeah.
thing. Good. Right. Don't change it up.
Right.
Too
Yeah,
many
keep that
flavors.
the
Just
same,
keep
yeah.
one flavor on those
Okay.
things. Yep. So now it's just the siding that we're
Just
talking
the
about.
siding, yeah.
Okay. Um,
And you've given us
So-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors.
Yeah, well, again,
So
I'm not
Michael,
one to pick
so-
colors.
You know what, the
so
darkest.
if you took the trim color,
Yep,
right, and stepped the siding step it up to a lighter color in the same
Family,
family, right?
Ooh,
yeah.
I would go darker.
what family are you talking about?
Family is the wood trim.
Yeah, it was, it's like a Lancaster whitewash or a cream.
Is the
tan
trim-
Is the trim.
Is that the cornice on the main building too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So you,
Okay.
so to
So-
go lighter
so
or
you want-
darker would give it.
Yeah, so you might wanna go darker.
Darker.
Yeah,
Darker.
yeah.
So you
Um,
could do, so these colors, you're looking at.
These are just a few of the many historical colors.
Huh?
This is
So we were trying to
You
get
like
in.
this?
that's a nice color.
Yep,
The edgecomb, right?
That
The
was
edgecomb,
one.
Yeah.
I think
I
we're
would
all
go
on
with
that.
We're all on edgecomb.
Yeah.
yep.
So
Yeah.
that would
Me.
be great. That would work out well with that.
Okay, goodbye. See you.
Is that good?
Okay, God, wait a minute.
Oh, boy.
Kristen didn't get it all.
Sorry.
Wait, I forgot to hit record.
Edgecomb gray, you're saying.
On the siding.
Siding.
The
And-
side, but it was also,
That should be edgecomb gray
Yeah.
also.
Make your life easy.
All of it,
Yeah.
All the siding, hardy
Yes.
board
yep,
is gonna be edgecomb. The
Yeah.
bottom will be Georgian brick as
Georgian
is.
brick.
Yes.
Right, right.
Okay.
The trim will be, I think it's called Lancaster
Like
whitewash.
white, yep.
or whatever
It's
it
so
is.
pretty.
And the green is the
Same as
green
my
of the
house.
shutters.
Beautiful.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry?
The green is the green of the
And the
shutters.
green is the green of the shutter.
Yeah, which
Done.
is
Sold.
beautiful.
Edgecomb
Thank you,
gray.
goodbye,
That
have a
was
good
very
night.
helpful.
oh,
Yay!
Appreciate that.
done.
That
Have
did
a
not
great
take a
night.
No,
nap.
you
All
know,
See how
right.
that works?
That didn't hurt.
That was very nice.
That didn't hurt too much.
No,
after,
no,
after
no.
waiting
Thank
an
you.
hour.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
you, Bo.
Thanks for coming back.
Thank you, Bo.
Oh, it looks
Bye.
great.
I have a preference for the Lancaster.
It's
Yeah,
looking
because that's the
great,
same
by the
trim on
way.
my
I know,
house.
it's
Yeah, I
exciting.
know.
Yeah, it's all coming together.
Yeah, they're doing a good
And
job.
the landscape on 13 should be going in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, that's gonna be a game changer, you know.
Don't,
Great.
don't use little bushes.
We're trying to do as best we can. They will grow, we'll put in irrigation.
Come on, you got part of that sales commission over at Hatfield Land.
They
Come on, put
work.
some bigger trays in.
They'll do a good job.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye. The building up the street, did you see the, bushes they put in there, about 2 inches high?
But they'll
All
grow.
right, about old business now. Is there any old business?
There is no old business.
All right, how about any new business? We've already covered what we wanted to talk
Well,
about.
yes, I have something for new business.
All right,
Okay.
tell
And
us.
it kind of goes back to the opening commentary about the signage. And it could be anything relative. There are rules that the applicants in the village must follow.
That's correct.
And the person who polices those rules has to police them. You cannot say, well, you gotta go let us police it. No, that's
No.
not our job. It's not the planning board's job, it's not our job. It's
The building.
the building inspector's job. sorry.
No,
Hate to
it's-
throw it back in his lap, but it's his job. And if there's an applicant coming in, let's take signage as an example. Before, it is not our job to vet it at this table. Our job at this table is to simply look at it from the aesthetics and its impacts on how that fits into the
The
village.
Village of Warwick, yeah.
But as far as, is it compliant? If it's not compliant, it should not be on this table in front of us, period. It shouldn't come before us because we are not police officers of that code. Not our job. And it's a waste of our time if we're sitting here policing that. Now, the other thing is that
Volunteering, by the way.
if, you know, I know we took a strong stand on the signage on the flower shop and it's gotta come down. Well, guess what? I'm sorry, but, you know, if you go ahead and do something when you know that there's an approval process, and you say, hell with it, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it, and then ask for forgiveness later, sorry, but we cannot set precedent. If we say, yes, this is fine, but don't, you know, the next person, we can't, no, it's too late. And one of the issues that I've had, and we probably all, you know, a lot of us at this table have had, is that, you know, the board here has, you know, Michael Newhart says we have teeth. Well,
No, we don't.
we don't.
We don't.
We don't have teeth.
We do not have teeth. We
Because,
haven't had teeth.
because we're not given the authority to police the code. The person who's got teeth sits on the second floor in the building department. He has teeth. He can put stop work orders, he can put fines, he can put appearance orders. We can't. No teeth. If you come before this board, the only type of teeth we have is like, no. We can say no.
That's the wrong gray.
That's the wrong gray. That's the teeth we have. But when it happens out there,
Well, it's up to
and
him.
then they bring it to us to be the police officers, no, we don't have the teeth to do that. And the only thing that will happen is we will end up in a lawsuit.
And we don't.
Sorry,
need that.
and that's not my job.
So the sign should come down. Everything should come off the windows.
Start from
everything
scratch.
should
Start
come
with
off.
scratch. Absolutely from,
Do the
Zero.
entire process the right way from step one.
yeah.
And there are some municipalities that we've dealt with, and if you are in non-compliance, the fine is for every day out of compliance. And it keeps click, 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 it keeps going up. And it's a court appearance upstairs. Sorry. You know,
End of
but-
story, I mean, that's.
but for us to be sitting here looking at this application right now, you know, when it's non-compliant, you know, and then we'll sit here and we'll argue with the applicant, and because they're gonna tell you why it's great, it's nice, it's, you know, it's this, it's that. No, we have a set of rules, you gotta follow them, sorry. I can't, you know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but,
Her sign, this sign,
yes.
it's, the size of it is compliant.
It is.
It is. Boris looked at it, but you have all,
Boom, 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 boom,
Wrong,
boom, let's do it
wrong.
4 or 5 more
that's,
times. Right,
that's
yes,
not,
right.
that.
Too many
that-
words.
Right.
That
Too many
isn't-
words, wrong
And
and
it
wrong.
doesn't look right.
Right,
I mean-
so the fact, okay,
So, you know, and unfortunately, we will have to take this stance, you know, when it comes in. It's hard to say no, but if no means we're, you know, if we say yes, it sets the precedent, and then we become bad people later on in life because everybody says, wow, you know, they said yes this time, and now we get to do it here, and we get, you know, no, can't do it.
What about,
Bad business.
what about the sign on the back? Is that,
she did not put any, she didn't hang anything up
Hmm.
here,
there's nothing there now?
no.
No. Not
But-
not as of this afternoon.
But what I'm, yeah,
Maybe
exactly. But what I'm hearing is you want everything off the windows and you want the sign down because
Right, right.
you didn't look at it
And
to
that,
approve it.
and the signage that's there right now, that's on the building, and that signage on the building right now has nothing to do with us sitting at this table. We have, it has nothing to do with us, it has everything to do with Boris. What has to do with us is when she actually submits a formal application with signage that is previously reviewed prior to coming to us for compliance and is compliant, then it comes to us and we'll review it. That's what's on our plate, our agenda. What's on the building now, I don't even need to see pictures of it. I don't need to tell you that, is it compliant or not? I don't know. That's not our job. I don't have the code book saying, no, it's six inches too big. No, that's his job.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
And then the other piece of new business
Yes.
is just as far as just a brief discussion on the building on First Street / Railroad Avenue. Just,
Oh,
you know,
yes.
So
so so this,
what is he
you
looking for?
had reviewed this before on Railroad Avenue many, many years ago.
right.
Now Boris gave this to me, handed this to me at 4:30. And he said that this person could come and install the shutters because he had the lift. So he wanted to know what color you would want to see on this building, but there are so many elements to those shutters. What size do you want?
Yeah, right.
How
I mean, it's
big?
like, you know-
Where are they going to be placed? This is too much.
And
I
come to the
really
meeting
can't-
and
you know
present.
what?
It has to
The-
be-
and
I
so
really
just,
can't-
just,
this is
just
a-
as far as a recommendation, they obviously have a design professional. They are somebody that is local in Warwick. They're still, as far as I know, they're still operational, because he did a walk around with us last week.
Oh,
with
yes.
the, you know,
Oh,
right?
is this
Right.
already?
Yeah, Joe Racy. So my suggestion would be this: if you're putting shutters on the building, you know, okay, well, give us a drawing, show us the shutters, give us the size, the proportion, and so forth.
Okay.
Give us something. Just
And
don't give
submit
me an
colors.
8.5 by 11. Hey,
At
listen, I'm used-
4:30,
I'm-
at
I'm-
4:30.
Yeah,
At
I got a Timberlane, you know, cut sheet, and what does that mean? It says nothing about size, style, whatever. Is it a panel? Is this a panel shutter? Is it a louvered shutter?
Yeah.
What
Is it wood?
You know, is it
aluminum?
wood? Is it plastic? Is it
I
what
mean-
is it?
Right,
You know,
there
what's the hardware you'll
There
want to
are
use?
a lot of elements that
Right.
we need
It's
to
enormous.
decide upon.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so I will go back to Boris and tell him that he needs
You
to
know.
speak to,
And they're gonna have to bring the machine back next month.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
Put
it's
the
just,
shutters
it's just
up.
right. We're not gonna.
And he has to give us
we're
more
not rushing
time.
into
Can't
that.
do it
Right.
10 minutes before the meeting.
Exactly.
Can't do it.
I mean, this thing's been going on so long.
It'll go on for another month.
forever,
Right.
One more month won't hurt.
forever.
Put them on the agenda.
Okay, understood.
All right?
Great.
Yes.
No
correct.
more new business, is that it?
No more new business.
All right. The next meeting of the Village of Warwick, ARB, will be on November 5th.
No.
That is election day.
I don't,
was
I don't
just-
know. I'm good for it.
I was just advised, that is the first Tuesday of next month is election day.
So,
So I'll reschedule it.
Okay.
so do we? It's probably easier to push back than pull forward.
Correct.
So do you just simply push it by one?
One day and say
Yeah.
it'd be on a Monday,
Oh, on
the
the
4th.
Monday.
Say that it's
Actually,
Monday.
you know what? That would be fine. Because
Monday?
actually, the following week, the whole week, I am in continuing ed.
Can we do it on the 4th?
I will look, I have to
Yeah.
check with Downs, I have to check with Raina to see if anybody's in the conference room on the 4th, okay?
Well, check and see
And
and
then
send
I'll
out
let you
a
Yeah.
feeler to us all.
Okay, all right.
So would someone like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will second it.
All right. Meeting is over.
Bye, everybody.
Okay.